Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Draw with Rob, with me, Rob Biddulph. Now then, I am a children's author and illustrator based in London in the UK. You might have seen some of my books before. Have you seen this one? It's called Blown Away. It's all about this penguin who flies his kite on a windy day and he ends up getting blown away across the sea to a place where penguins aren't usually found, to a jungle island. He has to think of a very, very clever way of getting back home again. Maybe you've seen this one. It's called Odd Dog Out. It's all about a sausage dog who doesn't fit in with the other sausage dogs. But we are here today, as per usual, to do a little drawing together. Now, this is a special bonus episode of Draw with Rob. It's going to be one of 3 special bonus episodes, and the theme for these episodes is going to be farming. Okay, so they're all going to have a loose kind of farming theme. I thought it would be fun to do. You know, usually I draw animals, don't I? That's the main thing that I draw. A few people here and there, a couple of aliens, monsters, stuff like that. But I thought actually, I don't really draw food very often. Little foodie characters. So that's what I thought I would do for you today in our first little bonus episode. So we are going to draw, you ready? Wait for it. A soybean or a soya bean. That might not sound very exciting. What, a little tiny bean? That'll take about a second just to draw a little bean shape, won't it? You're right, we're going to do it. It's going to be a little bit more than that. We're going to do 3 of these little beans, and I think we're going to do them in their little pod, okay? And it might not sound very exciting. Soybeans themselves might not sound very exciting, but you know what? They are genuinely real life magic beans. They are so cool. You might think we just eat them. You think that's the only thing we do. You have them on your plate with your dinner. That's true, you can eat them, of course you can, but also they can do lots of other different things. They really are magic beans. So for a start, we can turn them into drinks and milk, soya milk, can't we? Which is a nice healthy alternative to dairy milk. But you know what? They are also used in loads and loads of other products that you guys use in your everyday life. Things like inks and waxes, various solvents, things like that, fibres, textiles even, that kind of stuff. So they really are truly magic beans. And we're going to have a lot of fun drawing these beans. We're going to make them into nice little cute characters. Don't you worry. Right, so I mentioned earlier, didn't I, that they're found in these, when soybeans grow, they grow in these little pod things. Okay, so I've done a little drawing of a soybean plant. Do you want to see it? Here we go. Ready? I've got to use my magic fingers. Here we go. Whoa, there we go. So that's what the soybean plant looks like. And that, can you see those 2 little pod things hanging down on the left-hand side? Well, that's where the beans grow. Okay, so we are going to draw one of these little pods. Okay, so shall we start? What you're going to need, just in case you haven't seen one of my videos before, this is how they work. You just need a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil and maybe something to colour with a bit later. But lots of people tell me they don't think they're very good at drawing, and I say, do you know what? Everybody can draw. It's just a question of breaking that drawing down into little tiny bite-sized pieces. And you know, some people might need a little bit more direction with a drawing than others, so that's where I come in. So what we do here is I draw a little tiny bit of the drawing on my piece of paper. You can then pause the video and copy what I do. Start me up again and I'll draw a little bit more. Pause me, you draw. Start me up, I draw, you draw, I draw, you draw, I draw, you draw, I draw, you draw, and then by the end, we're going to end up with a lovely drawing of some soybeans. Okay, so does that sound like a good plan, everyone? Brilliant. Let's start then, shall we? Right, we are going to start right in the middle. Let's start slightly to the right-hand side of our piece of paper. We are going to start with a nice wavy line. We're going to go 1, 2 dips, 3 dips, like that. Okay, so 1 dip, 2 dip, 3 dip. So it looks like we're drawing the sea, doesn't it, to start with? Okay, the next thing to do is from this end, so the left-hand end of our wavy line, we are now going to draw another wavy line going back along the top. So it's going to be sort of like a mirror image of the one that we've just drawn. Let me show you what I mean. So we're going to go up, and then we're going to come down, and they're going to sort of meet in the middle. Up again, down, meet in the middle. Up again, down, and then when we get to the end, we're just going to leave a little tiny gap like that at the end. Okay, So you're starting to see the little pod shape take form, aren't you? The next thing to do is from where we just finished, from that line, we are just going to draw just a little curve that heads up our page like that. So it's sort of like another little dip, but we're going to stop a bit shorter than the top of our top wavy line there. Then what we're going to do, we're going to draw a little line going almost at right angles to that curve, like that. Then we're going to come back down and we're going to join back up here. So there we go. That's the little kind of stalk of our soybean pod. Right. Now we need to draw some circles inside each of these shapes. So let's start here. They don't have to be perfect circles. In fact, they probably wouldn't be perfect circles. They're sort of maybe a bit more like sort of ovals. But I just want you to draw inside your shape a circle like that, keeping it quite close to the edges so we've got a bit of room to draw inside those, okay? So here we go, we do another one here, like that, and another one here at the end, like that. And there our little pods, where our little beans grow. Okay, so this pod basically acts like a sort of little cocoon, a little bed, a little safe place for our little baby seeds to grow. So it keeps them nice and cozy, safe and sound as they grow into full-size soybeans. So I thought we would draw a couple of like sleepy soybeans in these two, and then the last one's going to have jumped out. So we'll do the last bean standing there. Okay, so we're going to start with the first sleepy soybean in here. This is what we need to do. So around about here, so if you imagine this is the face of a clock, at about 5 o'clock, I want you to put your pen at about 5 o'clock on the clock face, and we're going to come up, we're going to go around, we're going to dip in, and we're going to curve back around like that. So we make a little, it's sort of like, what shape? I mean, it sounds obvious to say, it's a bean shape. Of course it is, we're drawing a bean, but it's sort of like a little love heart, isn't it? Like that. So that's the shape we draw, and we're going to do another one exactly the same in here, but again we're going to flip it, so a mirror image. So I guess at about 7 o'clock on our clock face, we come around here, we go up, go in, and we curve around again. So there we go, 2 little bean shapes in there. Now, do you know what's a really fun thing to do? This is a thing that I've done with my own children. If you go out to the park or to your local green space and you go for a little walk and you find some leaves and some stones, pebbles, sticks, things like that on the ground, what we like to do, we pick them up and we take them home, and then if you just draw a couple of little simple eyes on those things, it really brings them to life. It's a really funny thing, and it makes them into really cool little characters. So my house is full of little stick characters or pebble characters or leaf characters, and it's a really, really easy thing to do. And that's what we're going to do with our little soybeans that we're drawing here, because I did think it would be a bit too easy just to draw the beans and the pod. So we're going to turn them into little cute characters, and I'm going to show you how. The first one here is going to be fast asleep. Remember I said the little pod keeps them nice and cozy and warm while they grow. Well, this little soybean here is going to be fast asleep. This is how we draw a sleepy soybean's eyes. So roughly in the middle of this shape here, I want you to draw a little semicircle like that. And then I want you to draw 1, 2, 3, 4 little lines coming off the bottom of that semicircle. Let's do exactly the same next to it here. So we're going to draw our semicircle like that, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 little lines. And there, let's call this one soybean number 1. That's soybean number 1's little closed eyes as he or she dozes away inside her cozy pod. Let's give her a little smile. So we're going to do another little semicircle underneath like that. A little smile. Now, I don't think soybeans really have eyes or mouths, and they certainly don't have arms and legs, but my little soybean characters are going to. This is how we draw an arm. Nice and simple. Again, another little curve here. We're going to do his or her hand just resting on their tummy. So we do a little curve like that with a small circle at the end that we're going to colour in. And then we're going to draw some little fingers coming off that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. One little arm. And the other one we're going to do coming in from this side. Exactly the same. Little hand there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go, little arms on our soybean's tummy. And then just at the bottom here, we're going to do some little legs. 1, 2 little legs, just little lines, very simple, resting on the side of the pod. And look, that is cute. Come on, that is really cute, isn't it? A little soybean sleeping. I like this guy a lot. He's very cute, soybean number 3. Right, we're going to do the same here. But you know what? This one is starting to wake up. So we'll start by doing exactly the same thing. A little eye. So a little semicircle with the 4 lines. So a little closed eye. But this one next to it, we're going to draw a circle. Because look, opening one eye. And if you want to make somebody look a bit sleepy, it's a very simple trick to do that. What you do a line straight across the middle of the eye, like that. And then you do the pupil in the bottom half. Now our soybean's going to be looking this way. But can you see what I mean? It looks like they've just opened up their eyes, so they look a little bit sleepy. And because this one, soybean number 2, we'll call it, it's just woken up, he or she is making a little ooh shape with their mouth. So they've just woken up, and whatever it is they're looking at over here, they've gone ooh, a bit surprised, you see. Let's add the arms in, exactly the same. Little semicircle, not semicircle, little curved line I should say. A circle we colour in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little hand, let's do the same over here. Another little hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a couple of little legs. Do one leg there and one leg just against the side of the pod. So look, this one fast asleep, this one just starting to wake up. These guys are cute. You see, you can make a little character out of anything. It doesn't have to be an animal or something that's alive. You know, you can make a character out of a wheelbarrow or a pencil, anything you like. Just add some eyes and some legs and arms, make a little character. It really is that simple. Right, soybean number 3 is going to be standing here, and they've just jumped out of the pod and they're wide awake. So we are going to draw another bean shape here, but we don't have to sort of hide it in a pod this time, because this guy's just come straight out. So what we do, we are going to start with a curve that comes up and around in a sort of a long C shape, like that. Slightly at an angle, so it's sort of like the letter C, but slightly at an angle. Then I want you to join these 2 points up, but not in a straight line. We're going to join it up in a slightly curved line, like that. So you can see we get a little bean shape. Okay, let's add our eyes. I'm going to put the eyes right in the middle, I think. So we're going to have one eye here and one close by, right next to it, like that. Couple of little pupils, slightly left of centre, to make it look like our little bean is looking straight at us. Let's add a few little eyelashes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a lovely little smiley mouth, like that. Let's add some eyebrows, shall we? One up here, one up here. These guys probably should have eyebrows too. 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. So just little lines. Eyebrows really help with expression on characters. Don't underestimate the power of an eyebrow. Okay, let's give this chap some legs. We're just going to do a little straight line coming down with a curve at the bottom like that for a little foot. The same there, but mirror image. These guys are so cute. I should write a book about these guys, I think. And this one is excited about hopping out of the pod. So look, we do their arms in exactly the same way, nice and simple. But look, he's waving to us with both hands. 1, 1. There we go. Hopped out of the pod, away from his sleeping friends. Simple, isn't it? And very, very cute little bean characters. What do you think? You like them? Do you know what the bean? So the bean, okay, obviously we know that's the part of the plant that we eat, isn't it? But they're also the seed. I'm sure you know this already. But the bean is also the seed. So, you know, we eat some of them, or we use some of them in the various products that I mentioned earlier. And then some of them we keep and we plant again. And they grow into more soybean plants, don't we? So that's the kind of the circle of life. We keep everything going like that. So yeah, the bean is also the seed. You shouldn't forget that. Right then, okay. I think it's time to colour these guys in. What do you think? Now, you can colour yours any colour you like. You know the rules with Draw with Rob. The more colourful, the better. So your beans can be totally multicoloured if you like. I'm going to colour mine green, because green is the colour that the pods actually are when they're growing, and the beans are that colour too. Although when they're ripe, I think they are yellow or brown in colour. But do you know what? As I said, you know the rules here. Colour your beans any colour you like. Rainbow colours if you like. The more colourful, the better. I'm going to go into super speed mode to colour mine in, so I will see you back here in about 30 seconds, something like that. Okay? Are you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay, so there is that straight? There we go, that's straight. There's my little finished soybean scene. So we have soybean number 1, fast asleep. Tell you what, we're gonna add just a few little Zs. Soybean number 3 snores away, fast asleep. There we go. Soybean number 2, just about waking up from inside the cozy pod. And look, soybean number 3, hurrah! Jumped out of the pod, ready to go. Right, so, as I said, magic beans, soybeans. So yeah, they're used to make all sorts of products. Ink to print books that you read, for example. Did you know that? You probably didn't know that, did you? You just thought they were a bean that you eat, a nice alternative. They make lots of vegetarian food actually, so a very, very healthy bean. But no, that's not all they do. And you know one really cool thing that they make? Soybeans. I've done a little drawing. Do you want me to show you with my magic fingers? You ready? Here we go. That's right. Soybeans are used in the production of crayons. Like these guys, here. Aren't they cool? Nice little crayon characters. So who knew soybeans could be so cool? Now then, if you want to learn a little bit more about our soybean friends and how they grow, and also what I'm going to do, I'm also going to include the step-by-step instructions of how to draw a little crayon character, like one of these guys. All you need to do is ask your parent or your teacher or your guardian to download the free lesson plan at www.goodineverygrain.ca/draw-with-Rob. That is a long web address, isn't it? Do you know what? I'm going to put it down here. Here you go. There you go. www.goodineverygrain.ca/draw-with-Rob. If you go there, you can download a free lesson plan, so you can learn all about soybeans, and also you get that free how to draw a crayon step-by-step draw along thing. So listen, I hope you've really enjoyed drawing these little soybean characters with me today. I've really enjoyed showing you how to draw it. If you'd like me to see the pictures, do take a little photo. I'll get your grown-up to take a photo and you can post them on social media using the Draw with Rob hashtag. That way I will get to see it. Now listen, I'm going to be back very soon with another Draw with Rob video. In the meantime, everybody, I want you to take care of yourselves. Keep on drawing. I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.